Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Let me ask you a question that may cut deep. Have you ever begged Allah for something, prayed for it, cried for it, waited for it, and yet the door stayed closed? And in the silence of that delay, did your heart whisper, "Why is Allah not helping me? Why is this taking so long? Does He not see what I'm going through?" But what if I told you that the delay you fear is the protection you don't see? What if I told you that Allah delays because He loves you too much to rush your destiny? Stay with me, because the story I'll share today, along with the 4-act journey we'll walk together, may completely change how you view delay for the rest of your life. And trust me, the ending of this story is something you won't forget. There is a real story of a young man living in the USA. His name was Ahmed. He was ambitious, disciplined, and deeply faithful. But for 3 years, he was stuck in the same loop. His job applications were rejected. His business ideas collapsed. His savings disappeared. His duas felt unanswered. One night, he sat alone in his small apartment, exhausted from rejection, and cried out, "Oh Allah, why does relief come to everyone except me?" His heart felt abandoned. His mind felt suffocated. His future felt empty. At that moment, he thought the delay meant Allah wasn't listening. But the truth was far greater. Have you ever been so frustrated that you opened the fridge, stared at it, and then closed it again without taking anything? Exactly. Sometimes we search in the wrong place because we assume the answer must be immediate. Ahmed was doing the same thing with life. What he didn't know was that every delay he experienced was setting up a breakthrough so big, it would have crushed him if it came any earlier. Stay with me. Act 2 reveals how Allah reconstructs a person during delay. For the next year, Ahmed kept trying. Doors stayed closed. But something else began happening. He became more patient, more humble, more observant of his prayers, more connected to Allah, more aware of his weaknesses, more grateful for small blessings. He once said, "I didn't get the success I wanted, but I became the person I needed to become." And this is where the wisdom of delay becomes clear. When Allah delays, He is not rejecting you. He is rebuilding you. He is polishing you. He is strengthening you. He is stretching your capacity so you do not collapse when the blessing finally arrives. Every rejected email was building his resilience. Every failed interview was purifying his intention. Every sleepless night was shaping his sincerity. Every setback was preparing him for what he could not yet see. Imagine giving a 5-year-old the keys to a sports car. You love them too much to let them crash. Exactly. This is how Allah protects the believer from blessings they are not ready to carry. The blessing Ahmed was praying for was delayed for a reason so divine, so precise, so perfectly timed, that he wouldn't discover it until later. Act 3 reveals the truth. One morning, after years of silence, delay, and heartbreak, Ahmed unexpectedly received an email from a major company. Not the small companies he had applied to, not the temporary jobs he was willing to settle for, but a company he once thought was far beyond his reach. Not only did they want to interview him, they wanted to fast-track him for a position far above the level he had ever dared to apply for. He didn't understand why. Later, the hiring manager told him, "Had you applied last year, we wouldn't have had this position open. We needed someone with exactly your background right now, not before. The timing was perfect." And then something clicked in his heart. Allah delayed him to place him exactly where the blessing would fit. But that wasn't the only twist. A few months after joining, he found out that the company he had been trying to get into for years, where all his applications were rejected, was shutting down. Everyone who worked there lost their jobs. Now he understood. If Allah had given him what he asked for, it would have broken him. Have you ever thanked Allah for not giving you something you begged for? You will, once you see what He saved you from. But the best part? Still ahead. Act 4 reveals the deepest truth behind divine delay. One night, after everything settled and life finally made sense, Ahmed sat in sujood and cried, not out of pain but out of gratitude. He realized something profound. Allah wasn't delaying out of neglect. Allah wasn't delaying out of anger. Allah wasn't delaying because He didn't care. Allah delayed because He loved him too much to rush him into the wrong door. He loved him too much to let him settle for less. He loved him too much to give him a blessing that would collapse. He loved him too much to let him walk into a future he wasn't ready for. He loved him too much to let himself destruct with an early yes. And this is where the truth lands for all of us. Allah delays your dua because the blessing He is preparing is bigger than your timeline. Allah delays your relief because He is building a version of you who can carry it. Allah delays your success because He is aligning it with the exact moment it will benefit you most. Allah delays your heartbreak's healing because He is writing a story that ends in strength, not weakness. Divine delay is divine love, and divine love never rushes. Now the question is, will you trust Allah long enough to see the wisdom behind His timing?